Good evening and welcome back to Local Music Rocks. This is our third show. Tonight is November 19th, 2007. Tonight's guest is Marty Nestor. Marty recently played at Shirley's Bull Run, and he's coming in tonight. They're going to play 3 or 4 songs for us, CD, for people that send us an email. We'll give you the address and stuff later. We're going to give away a couple copies of his. We got a few more sites that we're played on now. So we're now in Groton, Dunstable, Pepperell, Billerica, Burlington. And we just want to give shouts out to Conti, Dan, and Andy for making that happen. And special interest to me is we're going to be in Milford now. So that's where I grew up. So Merry Christmas, Mom and Dad, in case I don't send a card out. Our website is www.myspace Local Music Rocks TV. And you can check out links to Marty and the other bands that have been on here. And you can also send us emails at localmusicrocks@juno.com. And without further ado, here's Marty Nestor. Great job, guys. All right, Marty, welcome.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, I'm going to let you grab a swig there if you need of that. We'll start off. We're gonna give away 3 copies of Marty's self-titled CD, and I'm just gonna randomly pick 3 emailers. So if you guys send us some emails to localmusicrocks@juno.com, we'll give these away. We'll give you the winners in January. So Marty, let's first start with having you introduce the band to us.
Okay, over here playing bass is a guy that's been with me for 14, 15 years, Mike Stock over here. And over here behind the drums, it's Mad Max. And over here on my right is Mr. Guitar, Perry B.
Okay, so far we've had some folk music and we've had some rock and roll bands. And how would you describe your music? Because it seems like it's kind of a combination.
Yeah, Steve. I guess the way I like to look at it is we play more like a roots and Americana type of music, which is a combination or a melting pot of some different styles: country, rock, folk, blues. So we kind of like put them all in a pot and stir it all up, and that's what comes out. So that's what it is.
All right, well, it comes out sounding really good. And I mentioned at the intro that you played at the Bull Run, and you played with somebody that you cited as an inspiration, Bob Martin. Could you tell me what that was like to play with somebody that you're so inspired by?
Yeah, Steve. I just recently was turned on to Bob's music. He's basically a national renowned folk singer that lives in the area. And we ended up getting the opening gig with him, and it was a big thrill. He's done a few national albums. She's done a big time album that was with Capricorn, I believe, back in the early '70s. It was Chet Atkins produced. So yeah, it was really cool to open for him, and he invited me up to play a song, which I really liked. It was a sold out show up there, so really enjoyed that one.
All right. So you mentioned that he's been playing for a long time, and I saw on your site you've been playing for a while, and unlike some of the other bands that we've had in here, you've been playing for close to 30 years. How do you keep that energy up and the excitement of playing all those years?
Well, I guess first of all it has to be very passionate. I've been playing since basically I was around 12 years old, and played in garage bands at the end of my teens, and then in much more professional acts. But we keep going because I just can't put it down. I can't stop playing. So every time I want to just put it away, I pick it up again and write some more songs.
All right, at this point, we're going to take a flashback to last month's band, who was Redshift. They came in and played 5 really rocking songs for us. So as soon as the guys are ready to cue it up, we're going to see a little flashback from last month's band, Redshift.
When the night takes the sun, you know you can't forgive yourself.
MySpace, Redshift the band. And without further ado, we're going to hear a pair of songs from Marty Nestor.
Snowfall into the little stream.
it's over. Gonna ride on through this dream. Wake me when the summer comes. In this little town where I grew up, there's a time and a place for everything. Where a young boy sits and dreams of getting older and leaving his youth behind. In this little town where I grew up, the winter was and cold. There's a lot of love as we sat by the fire, watched each other grow. Some days are better than others. I wouldn't get so down, 'cause baby, it's the only game in town. And everywhere I've gone in this big wide world, people are all the same. In this little town where I grew up, there's a time and a place for everything. A young boy sits and dreams of getting older, leaving his youth behind. This little town where I grew up, summer was hot, hot, hot and long. As we ran through the field at our house, watched each other grow. In this little town, me and Jimmy Smith rode into town, running from the law. And as I rode that night, felt so far from home. The horses needed a rest, I needed a bath, clean sheets and a bed. Summer had given way to the fall, and the leaves had fell to the ground. November it came in with a chill. December was cold as hell. Jimmy and I knew the war was lost. Dear, forgive me. Can't take these guns off. Never going back that simple life anymore. Don't forget, lay my bones in me on the ground. romance. I can never kill enough, steal enough to fill it in. Oh, summer had given way to the fall, and the leaves had fell to the ground. November it came in with a chill. December was cold as hell. Jimmy and I knew the war was lost. So dear, forgive me. Can't take these guns off. Never going back to simple life anymore. Don't forgive me. Lay my bones in the ground. The cross in a graveyard on the far side of town. Oh, mama, can you hear me now? I'm not the same person that I was before. Oh, mama, I don't wanna let you down. Remember the good times, 'cause I'm not coming back anymore. They cornered us in a bar inside of town, next to Jake's Saloon. We had been drinking the night before, knowing we weren't going home. The war had taken its toll, and I didn't feel like running anymore. Dear, forgive me. I can't take these guns off. Never going back to that simple life anymore. Don't forget me. Lay my bones in the ground with a cross in a graveyard on the far side of town. With a cross in a graveyard on the far side of town. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Excellent job, guys. All right. So we've been talking at the beginning of this. We were mentioning your current self-titled album, but I understand you're working in studio coming up for another album. So we talked to last month's band about going into the album and going into the studio and how they are going to work about that and how much time it's going to take and so forth. What I'd like to know is from somebody that's done it, how do you go about picking the songs that you're going to choose, and what kind of time frame are we looking at till your next CD will be out?
Okay. That's a good question, Steve. Well, the way that it's done is sit down and write a bunch of songs, go in the studio and record them. It's about as simple as that, but the process takes a long time to get it down. First of all, we all work steady jobs, and we don't have a lot of time to put into writing, or as much time as should be put into it. So I go home after working 8 hours at a job and then start to pick the guitar up and write. So it takes a while. It's a grassroots effort. It takes a long time to get the stuff together. So anyway, there's a lot of independent artists out there today working, doing exactly the same thing, selling their CDs over the internet, selling them at their shows, writing music on the fly. That's how a lot of these guys do it. Anyway, the new album, we started recording it, and then we picked up a few new members, and so we're thinking that we're going to go back in and re-record the stuff that was already done. And I'm looking right now at June or July of 2008 for the next one.
All right, so first off, I'm going to make that request that when it does come out that you let us know, and we'd be happy to give you some FaceTime just like we're doing for this album, and let everybody know that the new album is available. You mentioned the other local artists that are doing the same thing independently, and that's actually how I found you when I looked on MySpace, was I found that you were doing like this Lowell music series and trying to help other artists get going. And frankly, that's what inspired this show, is to give local artists an outlet. So I just think for you, it must be really neat to know that you're giving back to the community. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, basically, I ran a music series out of a place in Lowell for about 2 years, and it was a more of an invitation, open mic type of a situation where most of the artists that did come in were pretty established. Most of them, a good majority of them, had their own CDs, their own independent recordings, and was selling them at CD Baby and other places like CD Freedom and places like that. But that's what we tried to do. We tried to give them a forum so they could stand up there and do their thing, and it was pretty successful. And it looks like there's going to be another one that's going to be opening up in downtown Lowell in the next month or two. That looks very promising. If a good friend, Jen Carney, is going to do an open mic type of format, and I'm sure there'll be more details on that as the next couple of weeks come down.
All right, well, hopefully you'll throw some of those up on your website, which is martynestor.com, and we are going to give you one more song. So here's Jimmy, John, Johnny.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Trouble used to follow him wherever he goes. Need a little money, working for the man. Selling steel whiskey from the back of his van. Could never stay out of trouble. Jimmy John Johnny. Jimmy John Johnny. Graduated on the road to hell. Little moonshine's gonna get you 12. There's no fear in him, there's a wandering soul. Money made him happy, was the only thing he knowed. Selling steel whiskey from the back of his van. The price he had to pay wasn't in his plans. Could never stay out of trouble. Jimmy John Johnny. Jimmy John Johnny.
guys, we are out of time, so I'm just going to bid you a happy holiday. Local music rocks.